Hello everyone, I am Park Seni, the representative of Park Seni Mind Coaching. Today I'd like to explain a little more clearly why your 20s are so important. Your 20s are so important in your life. No matter how much I emphasize this, it will never be enough. In the case of teachers, they started creating psychology classes that didn't exist in the country when they were in their 20s, so they planned and created them properly starting when they were 27. Of all the teachers I respect, all the teachers in this world, I only respect those who left behind some great footprints in their 20s. So why do so many decisions get made in your 20s? Let me show you a few aspects of that. Everyone, here we have the Earth. There is a meteorite very far away, but think about it. If it gets closer and collides with Earth, Earth would be doomed. But when it's very far away, if it changes its angle by just 1 degree, will it hit the Earth? That's right, it won't hit. This is the tremendous amount of money you can gain in an hour by making the right, wise decisions in your youth. I showed you the benefits and the difference in outcomes. But the meteorite has now come right up to Earth. What does this mean? It means you've gotten older. If you change the angle by 1 degree just before the collision, will the outcome change? Everyone. Not at all. To change the result at this point, you would have to turn it more than 90 degrees instantly, which is impossible in the first place. For example, for older people, people in their 50s or 60s, try doubling or tripling this year what you earned last year. What do you think they would say? It's impossible. That makes sense. So, if you don't have the wisdom to make wise decisions and choices in your 20s, this is going to be very difficult. That's why your 20s are so important. Let me explain it another way. There's a big jar here. I'm putting in big stones, 1 by 1, into that big jar. I put in about 3, it's full, but is it completely full? We can still add more, right? I put in all the pebbles and small stones. So is it completely full? Then the students can also add sand. That's right. I filled it up with sand too. So can't we add more? We can add more water. That's good. Water. So can't we add more? Then from this point on, the students start to change creatively and put in a lot of effort. I saw a student like that, and honestly, they were quite cute. So everyone, what do you think I'm talking about? If you keep thinking and thinking, you'll find that there's more you can add. I am not a teacher who says such obvious things. What I essentially wanted to say is that if you don't put in the big stones from the beginning, you'll never be able to add the big stones later on. I hope you all have watched the YouTube video where I explained about mental structures. If you have, it's there, right? 10% of our mind is conscious and 90% is unconscious. But the language of the unconscious is imagination. The language of consciousness is logic. When we do that, the language of the unconscious, which is imagination, works the same way. Those who haven't been filled with big imaginations from a young age tend to have very trivial thoughts like, what will we have for lunch today, right? What should we watch on TV today? If you live your life filled with such trivial fantasies, what will happen in the end? You become a being whose mind is so filled with those trivial imaginations that it can't accommodate any big ideas. So, everyone, how you think, and whether you can consistently fill your mind with proper thoughts up until your 20s is one of the most important points that will continue to influence your life for a long time. So, you're right in thinking that most everything is decided in your 20s. And if you have great abilities in your 20s, build connections, and are active as the main character, even if you gain the same enlightenment in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, that person who has been active and recognized as the best since his 20s will continue to rise higher and higher in time to a position that cannot be compared to that of someone who realizes it later. So, if you absolutely keep in mind the most important thing in your life and find a teacher who can help you put in more effort than anyone else in your 20s, and if you quickly make their thoughts your own and put them into action, then you too will have a wonderful 20s, and you can acknowledge that what I said is true. Thank you.